Hi guys, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on Elegbeta TV Radio. My name is Daffy Matthews. You're gonna love to come in the Elegbeta One Sports. A good time for us to talk about football, sports, and all the things that are in between. Uh, that rocks it and makes it work, makes it tick, make it powerful. That's all the things we're going to talk about today. And at the center of today's conversation, congratulations to Cote d'Ivoire first for making it through. I mean, if you qualified from the group stage the way they did, and the African Cup of Nations is changing in terms of the paradigm, the dynamics, and all that, and you qualified the way they did, and then all of a sudden kind of like find yourself in a place where it feels like you were not going to make it, and then you did. And you're playing against the best team of the tournament, the defending champion of the tournament, the team also that have come in with the best results in terms of the group stage. Although, I mean, if you go by the history, the last time, the last time a team, won the group stage by winning all their games, they got knocked out in the round of 16. But then the quality of play of this team did suggest something different, that they were going to be a powerful opposition. But Ivory Coast found a way to get a win in that game, and congratulations to them. That's the reason why we're saying congratulations to them. And then for me, as the host, I always say that I like to see the host go at least the semifinals or the quarterfinals. There is a reason why. There's a reason why. We have not reached the stage in Europe. Man, it can be different, but even in Europe, you see most times the host also go far in tournament. Now we've not reached the stage where traveling across the region is that easy. Let's not pretend, unless we want to lie to ourselves, we want to deceive ourselves. Traveling within the zone is still a very tough and difficult job. So having the host country still in the tournament going forward, it's something very, very important to the value of the tournament, because we can't sit here and say, oh, the tournament is so beautiful, this is one of the best that we've had, and then the host get knocked out in the group stage or probably in the round of 16, and then every other game that follows there is no fans in the stadium. Although teams like Mali, even Ghana, that is sharing border with Cote d'Ivoire, have been knocked out. Things like Mali are still remaining in the tournament. Burkina Faso, that is not so far away from them, are still in the tournament. Nigeria, that is Nigeria is far. No, we can't say it's not so far. Nigeria is far, but it's a driving distance anyway. And the fact that we don't have the kind of train network, transportation network within the sub-regions, the African zone or the West African zone, that will make most of the teams that are traveling to come in easy with their fans, means that you want to have the host country. And this might be kind of like a sentimental position that I'm giving, and some people might not see reasons with me, might not understand why I'm saying that. But when we talk about the total package, I'm in production now, and when I go to produce a game, the first thing I'm looking at is, before the game starts, is the fans. Is the stadium going to be filled with fans? Because you want to know how you would pan your cameras and not pan empty seats to the audience, the viewing public. And that's very, very fundamental in broadcasting. I mean, maybe a couple of years ago, I wouldn't even bother. I wouldn't even care. Let's be honest. I wouldn't care whether um, Cote d'Ivoire get knocked out in the group stage or they continue. But having done production in the league, especially last season, and seeing what it meant, and my last trip to Europe, where I went to Germany and had a proper education on the broadcasting of matches, what it means, the setting up of the seats, the cameras, why this is this, why that is that, why we see the things we see on match days on television. I've come to realize that anybody that brings the crowd to the stadium is the biggest plus to any footballing event or sporting event. Anybody that pulls the crowd, it's like going to a Burna Boy show, and the maybe at the O2 Arena or Eco Hotel, convention center, and the stadium is not full. The arena is not full. Sorry. You know how the thing feels like. Or let's say, for those of you who go to church, my audience are more of the church people, so they would understand. So let's say you go to a church like Redeem or House on the Rock or Trem, the big churches. And then on this particular Sunday, you go there are only like 15 or 20 people in church. The pastor will still preach the sermon, the choir will still sing, but there's just going to be something not happening. Or you go to like the event, like the experience, for instance, and then it's not happening. So for me, that's the reason. Because somebody asked me, why am I particular about Ivory Coast continuing the tournament? That's my reason. Okay, having said that, let's come to the talk of the day. I mean, yesterday we were wiped with rumors. I mean, the rumor was so strong. And it started like this. Ateta have said his goodbye to the backroom staff already. Is going to leave for Barcelona at the end of the season. And one of the things that you learn in this job that we do is, if they are not quoting a source that is identifiable, then it's a lie. Remember when Meghan Markle says she was racially profiled in the palace, and everybody was black, went up with it. And I remember I first asked that question: why is she not naming the person? If she could come out with this talk, why is she not naming the person in the opera interview? If you're bold enough to say that you've been racially profiled, but you're not naming the person, then I mean, I didn't take it serious. People said I was insensitive. Somebody even commented on that and said, another black man who's being bought by the slave machine. And those kind of people, you don't give them a thought. But I'm just using it because it's my profession. If you are going to say sources say in such very, very important story that is like headliner, then you should be able to quote a source. You should quote a source. They say don't reveal your sources, no, but you should quote a source and lead us in the direction that, okay, we can easily unmask the mask source. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. So Ateta came out and said that there is nothing close to the truth in that conversation. He's not leaving, so he's staying. Now Xavi is leaving Barcelona at the end of the season. Jurgen Klopp is leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. Yesterday I kind of like spread it on the table and said that my own reason why I think he's leaving is what he said in 2019, that the day they bring in this all or nothing to Liverpool, that's the day we leave. And 4 days before he made his announcement, it was announced that Liverpool are going to have a fly on the wall all or nothing type video. So for those of you who don't understand, uh, I want to know first from the fans, the all or nothing videos that you've seen from Man City. Man City was the first. From Man City to every other team that we've seen, Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund. Have it Barcelona? I know it's not Barcelona. Borussia Dortmund and a host of other teams that they've done. Did he make your team look bad, or it made the team look good? Did he give you a better understanding of your team, or it made you dislike your team? That's one. But then secondly, let me just give you my own uh, 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 analysis of that. What it does beyond all the getting you closer to behind the scene, making you now understand that inside the dressing room, they use the F word anyhow. So when you see coaches forming prime and proper in press conference, and it's like, oh, Nigerian coaches should go and learn from these people. They don't use insults. That's an insult they pass over. But basically, what it does is it puts extra money in the pocket of the club. So for those who are complaining, and if you notice, after the all or nothing on Man City now created the Man City studio. They have the Man City studio now, where they collect their BTS, behind the scene content, and then they can sell to anybody. They use it on their content. They go into competitions like the Champions League. You will see that the Man City studio is set up everywhere they go to collect their own BTS of their team, which is very, very beautiful. They are even on the plane and they have their material. So anytime they feel the need to let anything out, they can give you a clear picture of what happened. Let me give you a good example. When Fabregas threw that pizza at Sir Alex Ferguson that time, imagine if both clubs were creating their own BTS. Okay, the story would be handled well instead of the way it was handled for a very long time before Fabregas came out to say, yeah, I did, but it wasn't like intentional. I just threw it, and unfortunately, rotated in the air and landed on Silas Ferguson, and he just went into hiding because he couldn't even come out to admit it. Like, he was a small boy back in the day, right? So those things are some of the things that have changed. And let's not forget that the dynamics of football, the way we consume it, have completely changed. Look at this year's African Cup of Nations. I've always said that the future of broadcasting is in the hands of these freelance people. People said I don't know what I'm saying. I mean, as a matter of fact, it contributed to what led to my sack. Okay, the need for us to to do what this freelance people are doing, and they're like, oh, it's not professional. They don't know what they're doing. They're reckless. I said, well, but this is where the world is going. This is what the world consumes. But nobody was listening to me. And then I did a video, sponsor to the Hot, and then I got fired. Right. Now, but let me explain it to you. If you follow the AFCON, the conventional media have still covered it the way they've always covered it. Now, what makes it different is you see all these people that are doing content. They are not making you see get into Ivory Coast way more. The spots on the way people took us to the place where they sell Bobo shoes. For those of you who don't know what Bobo shoes is I'm not speaking Yoruba. In Wari, Bobo is Okrika, is thrift, as you guys call it. I mean, I was this year old, or maybe like 5 years ago, when I know that thrift is Okrika. When I was growing up, Okrika is Okrika. So fairly used, or what you guys call Tokumbo in Lagos. And it took me a very long time to know that the people that I have known all my life as Tokumbo, they are second-hand car and second-hand clothes. I don't know. They were second-hand picking. I don't understand. It was shocking. It was shocking. I thought that Tokumbo is a very good name. I didn't know that it was somebody that they used and brought from their abroad. Okay, let's leave that one and move on. Yoruba people will have to explain that one to their people what that means. Okay, so from one place to another, languages changes. Okay, all those fans dancing on the street. Like yesterday, I saw the fans tribe post a video of people, Ivorians going buck wild, crazy, like it was a carnival. Cars couldn't even go past the road. I saw one truck that looked like Dangote truck anyway. They didn't write Dangote on it, but looked like the Dangote truck that Scary Smith couldn't pass because everybody was dancing on the road. And I commented on the post. We go to fans tribe Instagram page, you will see it. And I commented, oh God, many women will conceive babies today. Many babies will be conceived today, and in 9 months' time, they will not know who their father is. That's just the truth. It's nights like this that those kind of things happen because moments of celebration provide also moments of weakness. If you know the way the world works, if you follow sporting activities and all that, all those nights where you have Champions League win, World Cup final wins, major historic moments in football, what people don't tell you behind the scene is that some of the people that you know today, they were conceived in those nights because people are a bit weaker, resistance is a bit very very low, and penetration is very easy. I mean, that's the farthest I can go with my language on the show. So I don't know about you guys, but I just want to ask, for man, for woman, have you ever had a night where a great result, an unexpected result in football, uh, forced you into getting the job done? If you know what I mean, if you understand what I mean. If you don't understand, forget it. I don't even try to make me explain. But it's a he she thing. Okay, so if you understand what I'm saying, fine. Now let's go to the conversation of the day. That's very very important to the talk. Liverpool's manager, who's been there for 8 years plus now, have decided, you know what, is the end of the road. Yes, although we've come to the end of the road, it's so hard to let go, but he has to go. And it's giving them what they call a leave of notice, right? Exit leave of notice. Let them know that I'm leaving at the end of the season. Between now and May, you should plan who the next manager is. So I'm asking, who would be the next manager? If you have the chance to list the name, the next manager for Liverpool, if you're a fan of Liverpool, you're not a fan of Liverpool, but you look at all the managers that are available, young ones and old ones, those that are available, and the ones that are not available but can be prized out of their job, who would you give to Liverpool? Don't forget the recent example of Chelsea in their failures went from Graham Potter to Frank Lampard, and from Thomas Tuchel to Graham Potter to Frank Lampard, and Frank Lampard, I think it was Tuchel to Frank Lampard, then Graham Potter, then Frank Lampard again, and now they have Mauricio Pochettino, and they've been building tents. Okay, what would be the decision? Don't forget, to succeed a manager like Jurgen Klopp is like going to the devil's den to go and take his trident, his staff, his offer. It's not as easy as Ateta come and replace Unai Emery, okay? Because the experiment was still on. This is a man. This is, that place where Jesus' disciple asked Jesus, say, why can't we do this type of miracle that you do? And he said, this one requires fasting and prayer. This type of miracle that Liverpool wants to perform now, it's not just, oh, I cast you, be loose. No, you need some fasting and prayer, some well thought plan, some calculation to say. So for Liverpool, who is that person? Alonso. I've heard a lot of people say Xabi Alonso, and because the former Liverpool player is a cult figure, he's a hero of the team, and he's one. I think, in the words of Jose Mourinho, Xabi Alonso is born to be a coach. Okay, his father was a footballer turned coach. His mother was an athlete, He's played football under some of the best coaches in the world. He's played under Benitez at Liverpool. He's played under Jose Mourinho at Real Madrid. He's played under Carlo Ancelotti. And then he played under Pep Guardiola at FC Bayern. With a combination of all of this knowledge and every other place he played before then, you could tell that this man was prime, designed, baked in the oven, and pressed down, shaking together, ready to be a manager. But then whatever he does with Bayern Leverkusen, and I'm hoping that he wins. Oh Jesus, Bayern Munich will not be happy with me. But whatever he does with Bayern Leverkusen, if he wins the Bundesliga, that would be incredibly great. I don't know if they are still in the DFB Pokal, but just imagine if he wins the double there. He would want to move. I thought the anointed position for him before, when the story was that Carlo Ancelotti was going to leave at the end of the season, the anointed position for him was Real Madrid's job. It does look like it. But now that that job is not available, it's not attainable right now, unless Girona wins the league in La Liga and Real Madrid maybe get knocked out pretty early in the Champions League, that position will be vacant. I know that Carlo Ancelotti have signed a two years extension. It will not cost Madrid anything to pay him off and kick him out. Okay, Madrid have a history of sacking coaches that have even won title, not to talk about the one that flops. Okay, that's not a club that have time to play hanky-panky with anybody. They don't have that room at all. So having said that, you look at the Liverpool team and say to yourself, who is the possible person that can come in? And when the person comes in, how long would they give him to become a success? Remember, if you think that the class of 92 in Manchester United are demons in terms of comparing current coaches with the past, Liverpool invented that style. The Liverpool former players invented that style, and they would come back again like a mighty rushing wind. I don't know if the new coach that is going to come to Liverpool will have the spirit of the Lord that will raise the standard against them. But let's put that into conversation. While you're thinking about that, while you're putting it in the comment section, let me go to the stories that we have. Marcus Rashford is still a big story. The other day I saw Emmanuel Etim, one of my favorite human beings that I've come across. We got in contact since 2010, and since then it's been awesome in the way he's grown, and feel very, very proud to be part of that story. Came out and he tweeted, he said, if a club offers 100 million for Marcus Rashford, if you are United, will you take it? And my first thought, like, this type of thing that just hits you hard, and you're like, wait a minute, hold on. I don't know if you've ever entered a bus and the only seat available is that seat by the door. You know that's the most dangerous seat to sit down in a bus. That seat by the door. Not because you will fall. No, you will not fall. I mean, you have Indaboski, Abito Sheka, and the rest of them, so you will not fall. You've not even used them. But if God is not on your side on that day, and the conductor, this is not even about rain or anything, or speed or gallop or anything. The conductor is that one that oozes, okay, that have his own unique, customized aroma, his own scent, and he raises his hand like this to hold on to the top of the car. And it is Aja to CMS bus, and then there's that heavy traffic that goes from the Chevron Lekki toll gate to all the way to Ikate, and you're in that bus, and the conductor does his hand like this. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Some people know what I'm saying. And your own could be Ikotun, your own could be what's it called? Where's that place Abu Aziz stays now? Okoko Michael, your own could be anywhere, but it is this Lagos, like that conductor thing, that effect, that thing hits you. If he hits you in a place, that's when the Bible says that the Lord will meet you at the point of your need. When the conductor meets you at the point of your need, you would understand what smell is. Ogboduza. That's what people will say. The smell is coming at Duza. Oh God of heaven. And the conductor does not even have remorse to tell you, oh, sorry, you're just there, you're just bearing things, but you can't take it anymore. And that's when the bowl will burst, okay, and then the baby will break and come out, okay. That's when you say water don't burst. So it's now labor time now. The baby is crying. There's nothing you can do about it. For some people, you will come down and look for another bus. For some other people, because you are already late and you can't help it, the time to come down and wait, you say, okay, let me just bear it. Today, I give my life to God. I give myself away so you can use me. Use me, Lord, because today I am dead. I'm dead to self. Okay. Lord, come and just use me. Well, anyhow, so we're looking at this whole situation and saying to ourselves, who's the guy that will come in and how would he survive? Okay, but also let's not forget that Barcelona also will be needing a new coach. Who's the guy that will come in? Barcelona have been experimenting for a while. I think Roberto Carlos came out and said it initially. When he said it, people thought it was an insult, but you see, when you now think back, you now realize that he is right. That for Barcelona, Messi made Barcelona, but for Real Madrid, the team made anybody that came in. So they built a team in Barcelona. They built a player, and then the player made the team. And once the player is gone, they've gone back to like 200 years behind. And when I'm looking at Barcelona, I just Villarreal came to the Nou Camp and beat them 5 goals to 3-5. You know how many people that score 5 against Barcelona right now? I mean, when was the last time before the Messi era that people score 5 against them? Yes, I know that Bayern beat them 8 goals to 2. I hate to say that all the time, but it's not a regular occurrence. But these days, beating Barcelona, I can't remember anybody in the betting world who guarantee carried Barcelona 3 straight match that the Barcelona will win. I mean, I don't know. Both teams will score or over 1.5 or over 2.5 in the Barcelona match is a lot more likely to happen than you going to have the Omo Voodoo, the heart of heart, and say Barcelona will win. Well, let's look at some of the transfer gist, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about the coaching vacancy at Liverpool and the rest. African Cup of Nations, we talked about it early this morning, so that's why for those of you who are expecting us to talk about African Cup of Nations, anything we're going to talk now will be like we're repeating what we've already said in the morning. Don't forget that tonight we'll still be here again to talk about the post-match for Morocco versus what's it called? Morocco versus South Africa, and there's another game, Mali versus Burkina Faso. So for those of you expecting African Cup of Nations conversation, I think we needed to spice this thing up a bit. So on the transfer table, Tottenham are considering making a late bid for Chelsea's 23-year-old England midfielder Conor Gallagher. Wait a minute, I get peace. What is in this conversation that everybody wants to sign Conor Gallagher? Did Chelsea really say they want to sell him? Is his salary that big? Is he not an academy player? Is he not a Chelsea academy player? I mean, come on. I mean, I don't know, Sha, but Chelsea fans, tell me, why do you guys think that everybody wants to sign him? And why is Chelsea not coming out to make a clear statement? We're not selling him. This project is going to be built around him. He's our future captain, or probably is our captain from now going forward, and everybody rest. Okay, La Liga president Javier Tebas. I think this is the most outspoken, the most heard from, the most interviewed president in world football, league president in world football. As a matter of fact, some of us don't even know who's the president of or the chairman of the Premier League or the Bundesliga or the Serie A, the French Ligue 1. But for this club, this league, La Liga, the president of the league is a lot more popular than the president of some club. As we speak today, some people don't know who's the president or chairman of Girona. Yes, they know that Pep Guardiola's brother is somebody there. What is his name? Many people don't know. But this Javier Tebas, Tebas or whatever his name is known like everywhere. His voice is everywhere. People know him. He's more popular. They need to do is what's it called, an all or nothing on him, his pressers and all that, so that we just rest. La Liga president Javier Tebas believe there is a more than, quote unquote, more than 50% chance that France striker Kylian Mbappe, 25, will join Real Madrid in the summer after his Paris Saint-Germain deal comes to an end. Paris Saint-Germain, I just waste time. Shall pay this boy plenty money, and I know he's not achieve anything. Okay, so this life just be sure. Sometimes it's an investment. It can work, sometimes it doesn't work. Brentford deal to sign 18-year-old Norwegian winger Antonio Nusa from Club Bruges is stalling. Miguel Almiron is set to stay at Newcastle United after Saudi Pro League side Al-Shabab failed to meet the Magpies' £30 million valuation of the 29-year-old Paraguay winger. Saudi money don't finish. Granada have revived their loan move for Manchester United 22-year-old Uruguayan winger Facundo Pellistri, according to the Manchester Evening News. Okay, Aston Villa are considering selling academy graduate Jacob Ramsey to raise funds in order to comply with profit sustainability regulation with Newcastle, Tottenham Hotspur, Bayern Munich interested in the £50 million rated 22-year-old English midfielder. Una go regret him, but hey, it's better than to go into administration or get points deducted, especially now we be say Una won't qualify for Champions League. Tottenham midfielder Pierre-Emile Ojong, lawyer, says the 28-year-old Denmark international has no intention of leaving Spurs in January, despite being linked with a move. We die here. No grief for anybody this year. He don't enter Europe. West Ham are in talks with Al Ittihad over a deal for 24-year-old Portuguese winger Jota after talks with FC Nordirland over a move for 19-year-old Ghanaian forward Ibrahim Osman stalled. Everton and Luton are interested in signing 28-year-old English forward Chuba Akpom on loan from Ajax. Okay, the United States forward Timothy Well, 23, the son of former president of Liberia and former World Footballer of the Year George Opongwe, have rejected a loan move from Juventus to Everton. Everton are under no pressure to sell players before the transfer deadline, despite the uncertainty over club's finances. Lyon want to sign Nottingham Forest and Belgium midfielder Oriel Mangala, 25, while Bundesliga leaders Bayern Leverkusen are looking at making a move for Paris Saint-Germain and Spain attacking midfielder Marco Asensio, 28, before the January transfer window closes on Thursday, which is next tomorrow. Al Ittihad are in talks with an unnamed Saudi Pro League club based in the capital Riyadh over a deal to sell former France striker Karim Benzema to 36. Okay, we will see where he goes. Southampton are closing in on the signature of Bournemouth and Wales winger David Brooks, 26, on loan. Yes, Leeds United have made a loan offer for Everton's 26-year-old England defender Ben Godfrey, but we don't know if the deal will go through. Sunderland have agreed a £2 million fee with Leeds United for 20-year-old Norway under 21 fullback Leo for Hudgedale. Burnley and Hull City have made official approaches for Millwall for 18-year-old English midfielder Roman Esse. Okay, Saesse. Chelsea will listen to offers for 22-year-old Albanian striker Amanda Broja this month as they prepare to recruit a new big-name striker that Didier Drogba have been whispering to in his ear since the start of the African Cup of Nations. Your guess is as good as mine. I did not mention anybody, and if you think it's a striker from Olusegun, well, now you sucker. But I know that Didier Drogba have been sent on a mission to go and recruit his replacement, and we've seen him whispering in the ears of many people. Your guess is as good as mine. Use your tongue to count your teeth. Brentford English winger Michael Olakigbe. That name sounds like a Benin name. He's 19 years of age. He's in advanced discussion to join Peterborough United on loan before Thursday's transfer deadline. That is all that we have on the transfer desk this lovely Tuesday morning. And we're going to go see some of the stories. Marcus Rashford is in the news right now. Marcus Rashford got his mega £315,000 a week deal last summer, relentlessly determined to win more trophies. What's followed has been nightclubs, visits, sick days, discipline problem, and the player bang out of form. I remember when they wanted to sign that contract extension for him, I said they should sell him. That English players, 75% of English players have a very disgusting habit of giving you an incredible performance when they have a contract negotiation on the table. And it's not all of them. Okay, so Michael Owen, Wayne Rooney, Robbie Fowler, these are great players who didn't have that character. Harry Kane, there are those David Beckham, there are those ones who are really good. But English player naturally, especially from Theo Walcott coming forward, Theo Walcott, Jack Wilshere, Aaron Ramsey, Dele Ali, all those guys, they have a disgusting Jesse Lingard was the name I was trying to remember yesterday. All these guys, the final season of their contract, when they are negotiating to extend, if you see the kind of performance that they will give you, you say go shock. Remember when Jesse Lingard was loaned to West Ham and he was playing the football that made Man United to say, no, we can't sell him. Oh, if we sell this one, we'll regret. Let's not go and be like Arsenal and Serge Gnabry. Let's bring him back. Okay, now they gave him an extension. That extension is the worst thing to ever happen to Manchester United. Marcus Rashford last season, he was we need to do this. Okay, I was telling somebody, I said this is a mistake. They would regret this one. Okay, but hey, we saw what happened. Man United overpaying for a 30-year-old Casemiro. Chelsea's 230 million splurge on two midfielders, and Dortmund on match strategy. The top 10 biggest transfer profits in the last decade. That's a story on the Daily Mail. You can go check it out. I'm not going to read the whole thing for you. Man City fans fume at embarrassing coverage of the FA Cup fifth round draw. claiming there is an agenda against the treble winners for how their team was announced during the show. What has announcement got to do with agenda? Go to the field and go and win. If they like, made the announcement here. If you go to that field, you win. You go shut to the announcer up. That's just what I think. Okay, Peter. Pete Jensen have this one written on Daily Mail, and I need to go back to it and see. Okay, there is this one inside Marcus Rashford 12-hour tequila bender. Man United star drank all day, invited Belfast waitress to a nightclub, dropped wads of cash, and fell into bed fully clothed at 3 a.m. before calling in sick. Now, you know when you see this headline, I don't know if your head worked the way my head works. So my first question is, who is the journalist that is able to see all of these, following him to his house? Is it that in his team, people get paid to capture him? Because I don't know if the journalists are able to go to the club where he went to, know all the people that were invited, and are able to like pick up all of these stories. So because sometimes you hear Nigerians will write on your comment or your DM, say, why are we not covering Nigerian footballers the way English media cover their own their footballers? I told somebody that if we cover our players like that, all of them will carry cutlass push all of them. If we cover their story the way you want, the way English people they cover their own, we go talk the good though, but the bad, yakpa. That somebody wrote on Daily Mail, says succeeding your club at Liverpool is a hospital pass of a job because his biggest stars could follow him out the door. Says Chris Sutton on It's All Kicking Off as he and Liedman discuss 5 contenders who could replace him. This one go hard though. This is like succeeding Sir Alex Ferguson, because not only coaching, you require a whole lot. So Alex Ferguson that time people don't realize, say, you need to also bribe referees, you need to get some extra things to get you on the Fergie time. And now people they realize, say not be just coaching, tactics alone does not work it too. But we shall see. We shall see. That's all I can say. So P. Jensen said Xavi was never going to be the second coming of Pep Guardiola for Barcelona. The club legend has been underappreciated, undermined, and never stood a chance with the Catalan giant. But right now, as he's decided to quit, who's going to take over? Now, on hindsight, it feels good to see that Andres Iniesta agreed that, oh boy, I'm not going to be. No. I'm not going to be part of this one. I'm not going to be part of this one. And the way it was reported, VAR to the rescue. AFCON referee misses Stonewall penalty and books Ivory Coast Nicolas Pepe for diving against Senegal before technology spares his blushes as host equalized late on from the spot and beat holders in shootout. Now, you see this headline. The reason why I'm bringing it is the way the English media are trying to now make it look like, oh, AFCON referees are not good. They don't do this about their own, because the talk all over the world is how the Africans have used the VAR so well that you almost want to wonder what is going on with the English Premier League. And so quickly, they saw an opportunity to try to rubbish the referees here, and they give this sprawling magisterial headline that is screaming that the referees are not good. But who we see what they do? They even put the video of the foul on Nicolas, what's it called? Nicolas Pepe. The only good thing he's done in his life, okay? And they made it look like, oh, yeah, we're good. The fight between Joey Barton and Eniola Aluko is still going on, man. Joey Barton, you don't pick a fight with Joey Barton anyway. Eniola don't know. You know, when you come into the men's world, you don't understand that in that place, daggers and arrows they fly. Okay, so we shall see anyway. Ellen Allen reveals the pre-match routine he shares with 17-year-old that sensation look littler as the striker opens up on his interest and future goals with Manchester City. Joey Barton deletes his latest tweet about Enya Luko as she confirms she's taking legal action to stop is entirely untrue post about TV football pundits, which claim her family use dodgy money to pay for a lavish lifestyle. Okay. Okay, this thing, it is with me as I say, but it be like say the matter don't they go one place where it don't they go one place where on the long run, and you'll have to regret this thing. And I made the talker. So you guys remember when Dozie wanted to buy Sheffield United? I mean Sheffield United, and I said on this show, I said I was in the studio then, and I said I will bet my life, and I will swear on my mother's grave, those you know go fee buy that club. And people say, why am I saying like that? And you know, this Nigeria, once you say some things, people just put tribal coloration. I know some people came in the comment section and said, because it's an Igbo man, I always hate Igbo people. I said, no, he not go fit buy him because he's a black man. He's not got anything to do with the tribe. He's a black man, he's in Nigeria. There is no way the sons of slaves will be allowed, yeah, to come and buy one of the club that holds the greatest tradition in English football. It's the founding fathers of English football. No way they will not hand it over to a black man. It's not possible. And I said, in a couple of months, we will hear story about Dozie that would even make us not like the man. What happened? It ended up with Club 1472. You know the story. This thing that Eniola Aluko is looking for. Eventually, if he go court to, but very soon, they go find out how Papa to get money. Amasona look on radio because to me, he get the kind way black person go get money, you know, say they thief the money. I don't care who you think you are. He get the way you take get money, you know, if you do business, you get that kind of money. So this fight that Luko is fighting, somebody in his in our family should advise her to end it because Oyibo people not go throw away their own for black person. Oh. I'm just saying it. That kind of shakara, you figure do for here. But the play where this guy they play, so who know him and know our family made the advice him now because pretty soon you will see some people who can start to do what the British people they call Pandora's boss, investigative journalism. Joe Barton is a bad boy, but not their own bad boy. You understand? You have been a very bad boy, yes, but not their own bad boy. And you're I know say una they claim British, but everybody very soon you will know say you be Nigerian. Don't worry. Abib did you say welcome, boss? Thank you very much. And Akimbola Larry says we are here for a great show. Yes. Yemi Dynamite say Morgan Miel. Okay. Please speak English. Put me in a place where I go and bite my tongue and wound myself here because your 2.5 pidgin English German that you know how to speak. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Tell you that this is a German show. Because I have a partnership with Bayern Munich, means I will be speaking German. I don't speak my own English and pidgin English and Uruguay finish. Ta! Mila. Aseko Metura, I say good morning, bros. Good morning to you. Great to join you this morning. Thank you very much. Jamala Ibrahim Abiadu say the all or nothing improve Arsenal for me. You know the feeling of the dressing room and all that. Yes. The Alawa say club reigns has been great from Liverpool's point of view. Maybe Zidane can do well there, but I am not sure he would go. Okay, that's another thing. And you know, with all the many successes, the 3 Champions League of Zinedine Zidane, do you know that somehow there is still a question mark? I was asking somebody the other day, we're talking football. I think it was in Alibaba's office, and I just throw people just talk about Pep Guardiola cannot be regarded as the greatest coach of all time. I said, well, that's subjective conversation anyway to say the greatest coach of all time because it's hard. But if we say the greatest club coach of all time, I mean, it's in that conversation. It's in that conversation. It matches almost everybody. Maybe Pep Guardiola, Carlo Ancelotti, and Jose Mourinho are in the pot, and they came up with this. You know this analysis where they say if he had coached Liverpool with the resources that they have, he would not have achieved anything near what Klopp has achieved. And I said, what did Klopp achieve? and everybody look at me like, what do you mean? I said, what did Klopp achieve that Pep Guardiola could not have achieved? He said, when he was at Barcelona, he got Messi. I said, listen, you said the thing about hindsight is that everybody is an expert after the event, after the fact. Pause for a minute. Pep Guardiola went to Barcelona, a team that had just won the Champions League, with the arguably the greatest player in the world at the time. Yes, he had lost form, he was partying, but as a manager, you could squeeze the juice out of him and get him like 2, 3, or 4 more seasons. This guy, what did he do? He cut off Deco, arguably one of the most stable and consistent midfielder at the time. He cut off Ronaldinho, who is the wheel of the wheels, World Cup winner, Champions League winner, the guy who went to the Santiago Bernabeu and the fans, the white flag, the white angels clap for him and all that, and he let him go. And at that time, yes, there was a young Messi coming. Let's try and understand this thing. There was young Messi coming, but Messi had not really shown to anybody that he can carry a team on his shoulder and really do the job very well. And the rest, as they say, is history. And now you're not saying because he had Messi. And that's the part of the conversation that I really hate. Because when you say he had Messi, that same period Argentina had Messi all through and they were winning nothing. So it wasn't just, oh, put Messi in the team and then they'll be champions. No, there was some coaching. And everybody who's played with Pep Guardiola have come out to say there was plenty of coaching and there was incredible coaching by Pep Guardiola, but people don't agree with it. Yes, I say that. And I said, look, every coach follows the path that they follow. My question to Jurgen Klopp is, why does he choose to coach teams that doesn't have? Is it really a comfortable thing to coach yourself? To coach in teams that where the budget is very, very low? Is it an exciting thing? Because that's one of the things that they give Arsene Wenger praises for. Say, if he had gone to Madrid, he would have won 4 Champions League. No, he wouldn't have. Because again, coaching big players is also very, very hard. Would he have been able to handle the pressure, the heat of dealing with those stars? That's another thing that people don't put into consideration. Being able to spend that money and turn up the result every time. Because with Klopp, when he lost the Champions League finals to Real Madrid, he was robbed and he didn't even spend money, because there is a media machine that is always put in place, just like Arsene Wenger, where there's a media machine that deceived the whole world. That he built a stadium for Arsenal. Like, I don't know that adults could be this gullible, but then we saw that media washing of his image. Now with Jurgen Klopp, yes, he's good, but would I put him in the top 5 greatest coach of all time? Lie, Kujo, it's not going to be there. But would I put Pep Guardiola in the top 5 greatest club coach of all time? Obviously, in the top 3, self, if not the top 2. If not in the number 1, self, but just the top 2. Let's be nice. Let's be nice to Carlo Ancelotti, the Don himself. Okay, let's smoke some cigar and put him there as number 1. Pep Guardiola number 2, Jose Mourinho number 3, and come. Don't bring this your Jose Mourinho, Pep Guardiola debate. It's not a big deal for me. It's not important. I don't. Two truths can stand side by side. If he's your number 1, is your number 1. It's my number 2. My number 2. It's my number 3. My number 3. I beg. Let's leave it like that. Okay. Having said that, who replaces Klopp? How does that person come in? Some of the players will not renew their contract. I know that Virgil van Dijk will not renew his contract. Well, he's almost going. Klopp have set up a good midfield, a good attack, a good defense that the new manager will take in. But what system will they play? Is there a coach that will come in and immediately want to? If he's a young coach, he cannot easily drive them to do Genge pressing, because I'll tell you for free that most of the players who are playing this Genge pressing don't like it. But because it's been working, they don't have any choice. So they're going to be a bit of last play. And Liverpool are going to be losing at Anfield what they are not used to on a regular basis. Liverpool are going to be losing places where they normally don't lose. And then before the manager will settle in and start shouting on the defense, the players, they will lose. Say he has lost the dressing room, and then he will get fired. And then another one will come, and then another one will come, and then another one will come. Somebody also sent me that now that club is losing. If I claim to know how to predict, I should tell the world what will happen with Liverpool. One of the things that I'll say is that your club leaving means that Liverpool will not smell the Premier League title anymore in the next 10 years. Okay. And I like put this 10 years mark on there. There's no manager. If you like, bring Xabi Alonso come in. It's not, because this team have been spent. This Liverpool team have been spent. Mo Salah is going to go. It's going to go to Saudi Arabia or somewhere else. Virgil van Dijk is going to go. So you're going to lose some experience in the dressing room. And these other guys will be left like a sheep without shepherd. And then a new manager will come in, try to weave it together. And then other teams will now, take advantage. The Liverpool pressure will be off the shoulder of a lot of teams who are competing. Just maybe, this is where Tottenham Hotspur will not reign supreme for a while, to try to see. But I'm just doing this one to please Gwendolyn. It's not like I like Tottenham Hotspur. You all know that Tottenham Hotspur is shit anyway. But let's go on with the comments that you guys are putting here. The last one say Klopp reign as okay. I think I've read that one. Henry Morris say good morning, or please as we all watch and like this live. Let's also try to share the good news on our timeline. Thank you very much, and thank you very much, Henry. You've been very, very consistent in sharing the link of this live every day on your timeline. Thank you very much on Twitter. God bless you, and across your WhatsApp status as well. Thank you very much. Allow us to say make Liverpool no reason. Pesero, I don't understand. Pesic, is it post? I don't know who's that name that you mentioned then. POSC. Who's that? I don't know. Adijala Foma says you're absolutely on point. We understand. Adijala Foma says it's a very tough question. Demola Ibrahim Biodo say I think once Barcelona is financially stable, either Pep or Arteta will be hired. Okay, you think Pep wants to go back to coaching? I don't think Pep will coach Barcelona again. No. If Pep ever wants to go back to Barcelona, he will go there and become a football director. This is my opinion. I didn't hear it from anywhere. get a source on this, but this is my opinion. I don't think Pep Guardiola will want to go back to coach Barcelona, because if he does, it will crumble his legacy at the club. It will just bring him down, because Pep Guardiola is not a Rolls Royce. It's a private jet, and it's not one of those that everybody can afford anymore. So I don't think he will be able to come there and then assemble himself and say, okay, let the choir sing. No, I don't think that's going to happen anymore. Jamal Ibrahim say for Liverpool, I think they will be looking at Xabi Alonso. Okay, he heard what Pressure say. This is the most trying time as a Liverpool fan. I can't pick anyone. Johnny Gaffa say, morning, Nida, for good morning to you. My brother talk by four. It says they should go the Arsenal way by going for the Bayern guy, Xabi Alonso. If Steven Gerrard had been a success at Villa, it would have been a natural successor to Klopp. And that's the pointer that I want to bring. Remember that time that everybody was saying, Steven Gerrard is the future coach, the future manager of Liverpool. My question is, did Liverpool all of a sudden learn something from the mistake of Chelsea with Frank Lampard, that nobody is even mentioning Steven Gerrard anymore? Couldn't it be that Steven Gerrard have learned one thing or the other from his misadventure with Aston Villa, and he can come to Liverpool and correct it? Let's not forget that Carlo Ancelotti was a failure at Everton, but he still went to Real Madrid and won the title. So why not give Steven Gerrard a chance? He does look like a guy who can come. Okay, sorry, I forgot that he's a sleeper. I will sleep up again. I fault. So sorry, Liverpool people. Sorry, let's just move on. Akimbola Larry say, this your vivid description of sitting right next to an oozing conductor is mesmerizing. I know fit laugh, I beg no verse, no verse. But I know that all the people that are on my platform, that are on my channel, they are very rich people. They use their own vehicle. They've been, driving their own vehicle since they were born. But there was a 6 years period in this Lagos that I didn't have a car. Okay, between 2008, August 28 to August 2012, I didn't have a car, and I entered all sorts. And it wasn't the time where Uber was even existing. So, and even taxi was not a regular thing. I mean, I was working where I was earning 150K, and I have 2 children and all that. So it's not like really that easy. I got married. It's not that easy to be doing Uber and the rest of them. And sometimes if I'm not taking Okada, I enter bus. Okay, I enter bus from Aja to law school. Adema Lakija was the studio then when I went to Bogije, and then when I came back to Jack on the. So that experience is not just somebody else's experience. This guy sitting in front of you here talking on this microphone, I've shared some of those on Holy and on. That's why maybe my nose, I started snoring maybe at some point in my life, because I didn't snore before. But when I started breathing those toxic, acidic, those things that come from conductor, you don't understand. Conductors not get, say that the conductors and mechanic are almost similar. So let me share one Bonduza experience with you. If you are like me, you have used a lot of internet provider in Nigeria before MTN came with 5G. God bless MTN. The reason why I'm saying God bless them, it's not like their service is working very seamlessly, but it removes some problems. So let's go back to when it was Vigo, then Zane, that thing that looked like flash drive. If you old, you know what I'm saying. Then it became Glow. Then it became Smile. Then there was SpectraNet. Then there was that one that they use CobraNet. Then there was this one that have Tiger, that they say they're fast. Now lie you, they're not fast, nothing. They are useless. They useless. Pastor way they tell you, say, I cast and bind the devil, because the devil will come tomorrow again. They know they cast and bind devil. Casting and bind devil is the worst prayer point ever, the most useless prayer point ever. Even God do not fit cast and bind devil. Who are you to cast and bind devil? It's not part of it. Devil is a shareholder in your life and in this world. He will play his part, you will play your part. It's just as simple as that. So then we now move to NG.com, and we should we get one other one again. Why they won't remember their name now. All right, darling. See you later. Okay. That's Mrs. Edafe, the tea giver, the giver of tea. Not an old 45 years old man to Ajabota for old age. Paco. The only thing that has gone out of me is eating eba. I've not eaten eba for over 20 years. It's not I'm still a Paco. So let me continue with that conversation. You know how you will buy that their modem, they will now install one thing on top of your roof. They'll now run wire like TV cable, like ROF cable, bring it to your house. And sometimes you will not be having network, and you know that you've paid. You not call them. They will not say they are sending their engineer to your house. That moment where they say they are sending their engineer to your house is your Larry J moment. I don't know if you know the comedian called Larry J. That's your Larry J. You're about to experience a Larry J moment because sorry, I always talk about conductor because I have conductor PTSD. Okay, the trauma of conductor is still in my head. When you see me use Uber and the rest, it's not because I get money, it's because I'm trying to avoid. I don't also enter Uber. I get my Uber story. Uber we get body odor. Oh God of heaven. But that's the topic for another day. So these people will send their engineer to your house, and the engineer will be like, say, for 256 days, they never bath, they never brush their teeth. The shoe and the socks that they wear, so they never change them. Do not come to your house, and maybe they didn't enter their company motor, so they match sand everywhere. Come so to come. What you would have done is where your shoe enter, I will sweep the house. That would save you a bit, but they will not be not nice. They are wearing safety shoe. They will not take off their shoe at your door and not walk into your house. This is where they pollute. This is where they put the cyanide gas in your house. As soon as they remove that leg from that shoe, oh God, your house become Hiroshima and Nagasaki. If those of you who understand, say at that moment, they are coming, they come to your face and be asking you, so what is happening? Come and show us. They will not raise their hand to want to touch somewhere, and your face is trying to bend down to show them something. Oh God, boost. That's what you get. I saying it just hits you everywhere. It got so hard that I had to call the company, say I want to speak to management and tell them that, look, if you're sending engineer, don't send people with body odor, smelling leg, and all those things to my house. Like I had to call them up. Thank God MTN came with 5G that we're using, just that it's very expensive anyway. But it's a topic for another day. We will talk about it on another day. We'll talk about discussing habit of service providers in Nigeria and the things that they've done that have affected us. But if you have any stories similar to mine, or may not be like saying only me the experience of this thing, you can share in the comment section. Let the whole world follow suit. But let's continue with the conversation. Adija Laufoma says Xavi built a defensive structure and won the league last season, but they said he was boring and they decided to buy additional misfits to play attacking football. The news is to push the negotiation for his new contract and great salary. Okay, talk about what it says for Baka, but he came out and said that that thing is bad now. He was angry even. Talk about what it said. This Baka, the Zabi would have been the natural choice, but I don't know if he's got the liver and thick skin to face or battle the principalities and powers at no camp. Okay, that's another thing to consider. Olaf, say good morning, boss. I greet you. It's another morning to pick up my book and prepare to listen and jot down key points and experiences. Okay, so you take notes. You need to pay school fees. Talk to your parents. You need to pay school fees. If you take notes, anybody who take notes, you need to pay school fees. Seriously. The last I say, now that Real Madrid is not open anymore, maybe Xabi Alonso can be their next coach. Start talking about Liverpool. Olafat say, one, because the MPFL under 20, under 13 and under 17 we kick off 1st of February. Does the sports as a catalyst effective in that section too? I don't understand anything what you write there right now. Everything sounded Latin. Two, what will happen to the Creative Championship League when the under 13 and under 17 start? The Creative Championship League is a private league. It will still be running. I'm not sure that every player that's playing or every team that's playing now will automatically be playing that. I don't think so. So the Creative League will still be running. It is the youth team of the MPFL club. And I think there's only one MPFL club that have a youth team, the Creative Championship. That is a beyond limit. And I think that they're big enough to have to spread themselves in two sides and go. So I don't think it's going to affect it anyway. That league is privately run and it's being run well. I'm not sure it's going to close down. Olafat, okay, I think I read that one. The Olawa says Javier Tebas doubles as president of and spokesman of La Liga, always in a hurry to talk about players that wants to leave or come or whose wages is too much. The guy in a problem. I said the guy in a problem as far as I'm concerned. Olafat, they say they didn't even give Pepe. It was Coman who was complaining, not Pepe. They just shamed themselves. Okay, additional from us say, ha ha ha. See headline, fear the British media. We know by that VRA headline, AFCON is the best officiated tournament in a long time. That Okonade says, It's so sad that our Niger billionaires aren't interested in buying MPFA club, build modern stadia as it is done in other nations. Eventually, they will come. Don't worry. Loyal to the soil. I like that name. He say, thanks for your contribution towards sports development on the continent. Watching all the way from Mexico. Wow. Have you ever? I mean, please share with us. There's a little time on the show. Please share with us. Have you ever gone to watch a bull? What's that thing they do where the circles one? What's his name now? The guy is he Ma something, cha? That guy that comes with the red cloth and just do like this, and then the bull will just go and just do like this. Well, I watched it on TV. I like it for entertainment purpose. I've always asked myself, would I, Omovudu one of the Warrior and Urubu Kingdom, go to a stadium and they say you are the mariachi or whatever? No, mariachis are the guys that play music. You know, not that one. That guy, El Matador. Okay, would I be the El Matador that will be there and or the conquistador or conquistador, whatever they call it? I forget my language now, but you know what I'm describing. They just dress in tight cloth and then whole red cloth like this, like who want to serve tea in the boat, and then boo they call with 2 pointed horn, like Wall Street Boo or the one in glow building with the 2 pointed on like this. Maybe say if he hits me for my navy, oh that bell, I'm going back to my umbilical cord, fallopian tube, and then you now say I should be doing like this and doing like this. I like to watch it on TV. I don't even want to be in the stadium. I'd rather die in a car crash, go and drive in Formula One and die there. Animaki you. No, no. Some things I don't like. I beg. I don't like what I hate. But please tell me, loyal to the soil, have you ever gone to that? And tell me, share your experience if you have. But if I was in Mexico, I would go to the stadium to watch. Honestly speaking, I like that kind of adventure, but I don't like the adventure of me being next to the bull. So this is me that I've done skydiving, bungee jumping, and a whole lot of crazy stuff. But that one, that's crazy race to power 1 million. I know good one. My Michael say now only you they drink tea. Now let me do it now. You got another person for you. A teacher of mine say club sabi brand and marketing. I agree for you. For coaching, club has only won few coaches club now like one trophy he don't win. Hardly as he repeated any win, even FA Cup or Carabao Cup. You can't compare club with Guardiola. Thank you very much. There's a whole lot of stressing my eyes and my brain to read that thing, but I understand what you're saying. Digital for my, I was writing that thing when he was also speaking in tongue. He was praying Chicago, Zagadei, Labraka, Sotolupu, and he was typing, and football and speaking in tongue were missing together. So I understand. Don't worry, I get you. Digital for my say with club having his last dance with Liverpool, I will not be surprised if there are favorable assistants in VAR. Will not be surprised if he wins the league. Is a German. They're not going to do all those things for him. The other one say now Pochettino. I mean, okay. My one Michael say which school fees or talk to us. I don't understand. School fees where? School fees. Please explain that, please. I don't get it. Yeah, but thank God. They say life is always a journey full of different disruption. I thank God for life. Many story to tell our Ajebota kids from Bakoruru. Life. Thanks, boss. You're a great inspection. Okay, I don't understand that inspection side. But I remember when I first met this guy, when I first met him. It's a long story. Now I ain't gonna tell the story. Not me. It's not my job. It's not my job to tell that story. It's a story to tell. All of that, you say you talked about sports as a catalyst to boost the economy. And I'm asking if the under 13 and under 17 being a place can contribute to boost. No, it cannot. It's just the incubator to grow the talent. Yes, eventually the result. It's like so let me use this as an example. The Clairefontaine in France, right? That Clairefontaine that produced Trezeguet and Necker, Thierry Henry, Bizanti Lizarazu, and all these players, Kylian Mbappe, Pavard, and all these guys, right? It's not the thing that look at the amount of money that Mbappe have made who could play for Paris Saint-Germain. Let's use him as an example. He buy properties in France. He pays property tax. He pays his own personal income tax, and then the other expense like owning a private jet, the tax that comes with it. The government make that money. That's a catalyst. Where did it start from? It started from him being a product of Clairefontaine. So the money invested in setting up that has now quadruple in a million fold back to the government. And that's not just him. There's a whole lot of people from Thierry Henry who have house in London, also have house in New York, and also have house in Paris and in the suburb and all the Chateau, all those places. So my point is, when you set up a structure like that, you never can. It's like war. Investment is like war. You know where you're starting, but you don't know where it's going to end. You don't know where to proliferate to. When we started, we just wanted to do content and just want to report grassroots. That was all in 2017. Just do content, small content around the what's it called? There were just three content in my head. One was sports as the odd. That one that we're eating food. If you know me where I like food a lot. So if you take food away from me, there's a problem. That's why my wife even decided to put tea. Oh, about money show. Okay, it's not like I like the tea, but they're just destined to be buy me and food. Okay, so having said that, the catalyst is that these players now will now have what they call homegrown. We'll be able to systematically groom them from a very early age. One of the good things that Sani Lulu did as the NFF president back then is just that the media does not report these things the way they should. Sani Lulu was the first NFF president in a long while, or the first NFF president ever, to set up a youth development program. And that youth development program was where he put coaches, forgotten his name now. When I was that guy, forgotten his name now. Oh, Jesus Christ, I will try and remember his name. And he set up that team to go around Nigeria and pick young players and put them in the under 12, under 13 national team in the camp, and then groom them up and then mix them up with some players. That's the product that produced Taiwa Woniyi, Kelechi Iheanacho, Wakali, Mohammed, a lot of those young players that went on to win for the very first time. The product of that program gave us back-to-back under-17 championship. Okay, Victor Osimhen came in late. It wasn't part of the program. Was discovered. You all know his stories already. My point is that's how it works. And most of those players, so the houses, the properties that you see, somebody like Wakali, what's it called? Osimhen, Iheanacho, Samuel Chukwueze, all those guys that won under 17 back-to-back. The product, the investment that they are now having is that catalyst that I'm talking about. People don't understand that there is an extension to what happened. Coach Balanikiu, God will bless you, Oganevo Okpaku, for that. Coach Balanikiu was the guy who was in charge. And a lot of people, the way Nigeria is, Nigeria is not a good country in certain ways. And it's the greatest country on the earth. But in terms of recognizing the contribution of people don't recognize you if you are laboring at the very bottom of the food chain. But those are the guys that work the hardest. They put in everything. They practically break their back. No support, no salaries don't come well. And if you're not with the team, if you're not in and around the structure of the team, you don't understand the sacrifice that these people put in, because they go to work, they could be owed for 1 year, no salary, and they have family that they left behind. And it's not like the hotels that they are staying is a good one. The players, these kids will still eat gala, and I'm not talking down gala, but I mean professional football. That's not what you should be experiencing. So when they grow up and not liking Nigeria, the seed of hatred have been pumped into them from when they were coming. And they get treated like we're helping you, you should be happy. But the help, that's not the way Mbappe was treated at Clairefontaine. That's not the way St. George's, they treated Phil Foden and the rest. It's not by accident that England won the under 17 for men and the under 21 for men as well. And then, all those things, the European Championship and all that. There's a reason. There is an engine that was put in place that make it happen. So those are the kind of things that would happen if we get it where if we get all those little structure well. Once we get those things well, then the result will be easy. You cannot predict that, say, at this rate that we're going on this trajectory, we can arrive. You know what? If you've flown a plane internationally, you can tell exactly when the plane will land, right? And while on the plane, there is also, I don't know if it's happened to anybody, but if you fly like me, I'm always conscious. Some people tell you that once they fly international, they are always sleeping. No, not be me. I'm not sleeping. I'm going to know where the plane is going, what's happening. So there is a screen there that tells you where the plane is at when you're flying across any country, where how many minutes is remaining to land. If the course is changing, you would know, right? That's what you have when there is a plan. There is a set plan on ground. That's why I always say that anybody who's living on a plan will definitely succeed. It might take time. But anybody who's living on luck, the problem with living on luck is you don't know when luck will run out on you. That's why if you look at Nigeria, every success have always been preceded with disaster. We won the 1980 Nations Cup, 1982 in Libya. We were nowhere to be found. We just come in and got knocked out in the group stage. In 1984, we got to the finals and got beaten by Cameroon, if I'm not mistaken. And then we won the 1994, and luckily we won Japan 93, won 1994 Nations Cup, won Atlanta 96. Thereafter, disaster till 2000, we got to the finals. We won 2013. Before 2013, we were not winning anything, so there was no really science to how Stephen Keshi won that 2013. You can't explain it. And then after 2013, it's been disaster since that time till now. See, today it's been disaster after disaster after disaster after disaster. Go to the World Cup, flop, not qualify for the World Cup, won bronze in 2019. We said it's not good enough. We fired the coach. Crazy, because there is no science to our madness. This one now that we even are doing well now, there is no science. You can't pinpoint and say, okay, this is the reason. Okay, what's the turning point? Okay, maybe the coach changed the tactics. If he come now, qualifiers, if he not qualify for the next World Cup. So there's no science to it. And that's the reason why football have not been as commercially viable as expected. I will spend the whole time talking about that one to laugh at, but I'm sure you get what I'm saying. Akimola Larisi, Matador, yes, that's the guy that does that thing with Boo. Now, don't count me out. I like to shop Boo. I like to shop the meat. The meat is very good. Steak is fantastic. But hey, I bet Mona Shift. Michael say you said someone should pay school fees for listening to you and taking notes. Talk to us and let's enjoy and like the page. Bros, pay school fees. School fees. When your lecturer they teach you for school, when you never like you, they pay school fees. When pay school fees. Pay school fees so that when they pay for the data and buy fuel, say they run on Gen. When I calm down, when I help the ministry. Johnny Gava say, very well explained it that way. The problem with West Africa is it is too short-sighted, so don't appreciate how important structure. I did tell you, when they think of structure, somebody go even come, set up a good structure, the next person will say, if we continue now, they go always tossing na Induam. And so for me, nobody will call remember me. Who cares about you, man? Get out of that place. Leadership should be continuum. And no, I want to depart from his way. I want to set up your own agenda. I don't understand. It's a continuum. Continue for the good work when the person started. The work not go end. Okay, but hey, we don't understand all that. Akako say, Coach Balaniq, you are talking. I think yes, it is Coach Balaniq, fantastic guy who's worked and made sacrifice. But you know the funny thing, you notice all these players, interview them 1 million times. They're not gonna mention Coach Balaniq name. Have you noticed our players? That's why sometimes I don't really rate Nigerian footballers. I don't really rate them. Like I look at them as the illiterate in them is a problem, and it becomes worse when they have money. They are just sometimes I just think that they are even part of the problem. Sometimes I don't wish for Nigerian footballers to be successful. Like I look at them like their success is even a problem to the system. Yeah, these guys don't add value. They don't add value. You see, I don't know, but they just don't add value. When you talk about the reason why you want somebody, if somebody in your community becomes rich and then his wealth is not oppressing all of you. So let me give you a good example. I'm from Udu local government in the Delta State. And I'm privileged to have royal blood. So my late father is a brother to the current Ovi of Udu, Kingdom Delikwe, right? And my mom is from Guinea. There's a guy who was a symbol of integrity in the days of DSA, the late Senator Fred Brume. It was seen as a symbol of integrity. He was a great guy. There's so many songs that was eulogizing his greatness, but he became a senator. When he became a senator, that's when I came to the fore to know him, because when he was in DSC, running DSC, I didn't know him. And, I've always questioned the status quo. Why are they praising this person? Because I've seen people praise people who were criminals. Biola, Yaradua, Kansarua, in my growing up. So when you praise people too much, I'm like, no, let me ask questions. So he became a senator, and I was just like, okay, let me even see what this guy is doing in his constituency. He was doing zero. And so one day, in my rude, crazy nature, I went to him. I'm like, hey, uncle, I want to sit with you. It's my mom's elder brother. Now, come on. Can I have a conversation? I don't need all this protocol thing. So I started asking him, I said, we have the deputy governor of Delta State from this place. See a place here. Now, do my see house there just by Jigbale Market. You, Igini, see your place here by Poge House. This road is the worst road ever. So Even if government no do anything, una no fit just come together with the money we wanna get, fix this road, run this road to Jeremy Town, and then run this other side to Igini, and run this other one to Efron Roundabout. The guy looked at me like I was speaking Greek. And that moment, the bile in myself. I look at him like if I punched him. And I remember when eventually he died, and people say don't speak ill of the dead. Not lie. That's a wrong statement. If somebody is bad, he's bad. And my mom come here, Uncle don't die. I say, ooh, I say, Senator Fred Brumer, I say, I beg you, make you get out. You know, even get used when he died alive, so his death is nothing. My mom was pissed. And I asked him the same question he used to ask me. I said, there will the Pharaoh. The other thing, when they help people, when they change people life, when they impact society, what do you want to use and do? You know, better make it poor. Me, you know, say he poor. You call the emergency to say they successful, you go help. You understand? This is just a side conversation, no? And sometimes that's what I see with the Nigerian system, and that's why we are not able to actually economically articulate the value of sports, especially football. And you know that football is the king of sports in Nigeria. If we are able to articulate the economic value or importance to the country, then every other person will want to invest in it. But unfortunately, that doesn't happen. So, you know, it's one of those things that you don't want to think about because it gets you very emotional, you get you sad and feeling very, very pained. And I hate, especially to start my day with that kind of feeling. Okay, my one Michael said the tier, no, they finish and top it up. No, top with it up. This one where they give me never do. Huh. Now see that the same thing now. It the level person. Now Agbo. Now Lipton, no, not be see. Now Lipton. Now Lipton. Now Lipton. Now be hey, don't drop on my phone. Oh God. So Agbo this. That's why I'm not a butter. You know the finish. There's my wife said I must drink her for 1 hour. It's just like you go call cool at the end. Olafa say thanks, boss. Well understood. You can see that I'm always learning. Thank you very much. Pay your school fees. Loyal to the soil. This is the last one. They say I've never been to the bullfighting event. Somebody don't put on it down. Bullfighting event with the matadors. I hear it's fun to watch in person because you love it so much. I'll go check it out. Please go check it out and then come back and give us update. Maybe one day when I visit Mexico again. I've been to Mexico before, Mexico City, Guadalajara, but you know, it was work. I was doing something for Al Jazeera. I just went there, do what I was to do, come back. But if I go there now on holiday, and how are you guys dealing with the traffic in Mexico? You. How are you guys dealing with the traffic in Mexico? Organ of work Baco says, I like that name. I like better. On the other hand, I still feel Amaju did not put in much into youth football in Nigeria. At least during Megari tenure, the under 13, under 15, and under 17 team was considered a top priority. Now, with youth, investment is about money. Now, there's something about Amaju that a lot of people don't understand. Now, when I say this, he's your friend, you're defending him. No, Lulu is not my friend, but I defend him. Amaju came into power as the first time in the history of Nigerian football that the president is having to be a president of another party, and the guy who's the NFF president is a strong man from the opposition party. And his coming into office was seen as a rigged and stolen election. And Amaju was caught, recorded in video during the election process when he was saying that, may they forget about Buhari, say he could die before election. That's what he said. Those were his words. So every minister that was appointed to unseat Amaju. First, Aminu Megari, the reason he was able to do that, under Goodluck Jonathan, Aminu Megari gets 280 million every month. Yeah, that's something you don't understand. Every month to run the Nigerian Football Federation, and it was comfortable, so he could do a whole lot. Amaju, on the other hand, was starved. There's nobody who's gone to the private sector to look for money like Amaju. So when he gets that money, and then it was a time where the economy was in volcanic eruption. So the exchange rate was crazy. Everything was terrible. Now, when he gets that money, under Megari, for instance, every match that the Super Eagles wants to play, the federal government bankrolls it. Like, we take care of it. Okay, staff salaries are paid directly from government. But then they have also not created TSC. Remember, so when Amaju came in, every of his projects he had to fund. What did he do? He prioritized the national team because Nigerians not going to listen. This country listen to you say you do development, and then we need to qualify for tournament. So it was crazy. He didn't have the money. The funding was terrible. When Amaju left the NFF, he left a debt of 3.7 billion naira. Yeah, but people don't understand. Some of those partnership, the people didn't even pay the money completely. So we're just struggling. It was a time where we were at war with ourselves, internal war. So you wouldn't really I mean, I have so many things that I blame him for, and I tell him straight up, man, this guy, you mess up here, you did this one here, you did that one here. I know you as a youth developer. That's what I mean. When we grow up, that's how we grew up. You were a youth developer. So what changed? And then when I look at it and I realize the fact, I couldn't even argue against him. That's just the basic truth. But hey, it is what it is. Where did I stop now? Taiwo Kunade says it said that our Nigerian billionaires aren't interested in MPFA and even build sports stadia. The time will come, they will. Ferdinand, they can say, eloquent things we talk, say, we go talk about it later. Don't plenty you. And because they come at the beginning of the show and ask the question. You can't come at the end of the show and ask a question and then you expect me. If you know that we have something noted down, when you come again, you raise it as a conversation, and then you know how the show runs. The show is 1 hour. Sometimes I put extra 15 or 30 minutes, like today, extra 15 minutes. You have to come in at the beginning of the show. It's 9 o'clock Nigerian time, and then we start the conversation. Like I always said, I'm just the analyst. You guys are the presenter. When you present the case, we discuss it. If you don't present it, I'm not going to go rope up because events are happening every day. The new topic to talk about. And that's what the sports book. It's a buffet. There's so many topics to talk about, and it is on first come basis. Will you be happy if somebody comes here and asks a question, and I'm saying no. Let's talk about what Kenneth Ferdinand talked about yesterday. I mean, it's not going to work that way now. And when I'm not even seeing you on the timeline, if I discuss it and you're not here, what sense does it make? You might not even go back and watch it, and you would think that I've not discussed it. So if you have a topic that you want us to discuss, just come up with it, and then we would have a conversation around it. Tao Konade say even companies and parastatals aren't investing in sports, especially football. They will. Don't worry, they will. The economy is also not so good right now, so everybody's holding their money to their chest and struggling, but they will eventually because the wheel is turning, the needle is moving, but very, very, very extremely, very, very slow. Ferdinand, can I say we go soon begin bring out topics we write down. I think it will be okay, and if I say the well said. Okay, so the extra 15 minutes is up. Thank you very much for your time on the show this morning. I think I'm not lesser people, but I enjoyed the show this morning. The conversation was flowing from start to finish. Thank you very much. Tonight, we're going to be here again to do the post-match of the AFCON. That's why I didn't do much about AFCON, because I think that we spent extensive time talking about it earlier in the morning with over 1,000 people on the show. So let's move for the adjournment of the show. Come back again tonight to the post-match on the last group games, last round of 16 games in the AFCON. And then after that, it's a Friday, 2nd of February, where Nigeria will play against Angola. My name is Edafi Mathieu. So you love to call me Delegate on Sports, Waribaju, Kojim Wobodo, whatever you call me. But one of the things that I always say, always be the solution, not the problem. Fight so hard to create value and not depreciate assets or things. When you're a friend to people, add value to their life. Don't just take and not give. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. If you can, drink a cup of tea if it helps you. If it doesn't, swallow a bar or whatever you like, but just be happy. Bye-bye.